to me, it looks like they have a big three in Philly right now. Whatever you think of Harden, if he can just play point guard, Maxey just didn't start doing this yesterday. He's been doing this recently. Right. Do they have a big three now?
Yeah. Well, I got to say this too. Nobody's talking about Tobias Harris and the way he played. Let's not forget about Tobias Harris. But let me go back. So Maxey, when they get Harden in, they said, okay, Joel Embiid and Harden, and all of a sudden Maxey takes off, and he was playing well, but we're wondering how would he play with Harden, in the lineup, not being the point guard and handling the ball. All of a sudden, he's playing great. Do we have a big three? And then he tailed off a little bit, and now he's back. So my thing now I want to see is, can he continue it? Because Nick Nurse, the defensive guy, and a proven coach, will make adjustments. And how does Maxey respond to adjustments now that you're a focal point in the scouting report? That is extremely important. Guys can be a sleeper and not talked about in the report and have big games, because when you're in the playoffs now, you tend to choose, Max, who are the guys that we're going to allow to play well and try to shut down. We're going to try to shut down Embiid and Harden. We're going to let those other guys get it. We feel like we can win. Well, that wasn't the case, because 64 points were had between Maxey and Harris. So they have 4 guys now who also shot 65%, might I add. So now they have 4 guys to worry about. So can they slow, well, who's going to be the sacrificial lamb now? Do you allow Joel Embiid to have big numbers to slow everybody else down, or vice versa? Because Maxey played lights out.
And by the way, the one guy who's not an offensive threat really is one of the best natural defenders at this point in his career. How many guys this young have been as good as Thibault defensively ever in any sport? Who's this good this young, right? Meantime, James Harden, Vince going in, you're thinking all this pressure on Harden. You just pointed out Tobias Harris, he's their 4th option on offense, maybe their 5th best starter when you count the defense of Thibault, right? How special that is. Right. It seems to me the pressure's off Harden. He doesn't have to hit those big shots now because of Maxey and Tobias. No? You say no.
I agree. Well, no. I'm agreeing with you. I think you need a hybrid James Harden, meaning if these guys aren't hitting and aren't playing well, you need to make sure, how Harden that is, that you're still on your game. I think he played a great game. 20-something, 22 points, 14 assists. I mean, that's what it's about right there. But you just need to make sure that he's still in attack mode. Because when he's in attack mode, he's getting guys easy shots, especially when these guys are able to score like that. So he doesn't have to, really light up the scoring side of it, but just his aggression, the way he's getting into paint, affecting the game is what you need from Harden.
Yeah, right. The thing that allows him to score still has to be there, so the threat is there, so he can play the great point guard. That's the great Vince Carter. The NBA announced MVP finalists, including this season's scoring champ, Joel Embiid. He's the first center to win a scoring title since Shaquille O'Neal in 99-2000, and he replaced Michael Jordan as the single-season points-per-minute champ of all time in a single season. Think about that. Denver's Nikola Jokic, meantime, became the first player in modern NBA history, whether you want to count that as the absorption of those ABA teams in 1976 or the adoption of the three-point shot in 79. Modern NBA, first guy ever to finish the season top 10 in points, rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage. Jokic was the MVP last year, ending back-to-back reign of that guy, Giannis Antetokounmpo, meanwhile. And he's the league's third finalist for MVP. The winner will be announced during the playoffs. Vince, here you are. Vince is still here. I said goodbye, but it wasn't time to say goodbye. Vince, what do you think? How would you rank any one of these guys can win MVP. Rank them.
Exactly.
That's it? Exactly. Okay, look, I'll rank them. If I had to rank them, Vince, I'll say, and it's tough, I'll say Embiid 1. I thought he was the best offensive player or close to it and better defensive. I'll say Giannis 2, and I'll say Jokic 3, because even though the metrics say his defense is better, it doesn't pass the eyeball test the same way to me. And a lot of his argument is wrapped up, I think, in the fact that he played more games. It's 6 more games. I don't know if that's going to affect these playoffs, and that's really what it's about. So I would have 1, 2, 3, Embiid, Giannis, Jokic. What about you?
I like that. I like that as well. I think Embiid showed from the beginning, from the door, that he can lead this team with all the noise of Ben Simmons there. And even when Ben Simmons is gone, it's still Harden comes in and he's still carrying the load. He's still playing. He hasn't. I mean, let's look at the numbers. I wish we could get the numbers where how many games has he played? Not including resting and coaches' decisions. Sitting him out. What they call it, load management. Not including load management, just off of injury. Joel Embiid has been available and been playing great basketball all year. So I agree with your list.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you had it the other way, exactly how much could I really argue? We're in a golden era of bigs.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.